Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Qnews, bringing you the latest regional and international developments. Here are the top stories making headlines this hour. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has reaffirmed Egypt's unwavering support for Libya's sovereignty, stability, and territorial unity. That came during his meeting with Libyan National Army Commander Field Marshal Khalifa Haftar in Cairo, where President el-Sisi praised the pivotal role of the Libyan National Army's leadership and stressed the need to expel all foreign forces and mercenaries. During the meeting, the two sides underscored the depth and specificity of Egyptian-Libyan ties. Haftar voiced appreciation for Egypt's sustained backing and the personal role of President el-Sisi in restoring stability. The Egyptian president reiterated support for all initiatives aiming at a unified political settlement and simultaneous elections. The talks also reviewed regional developments, especially Sudan, whose stability the two sides view as vital to Egyptian and Libyan national security. Israeli media has reported that Tel Aviv rejected a mediator proposal granting Hamas a 2-year deadline to disarm, insisting instead on shortening the period to just a few months as part of ongoing negotiations for a comprehensive Gaza ceasefire. Israeli media added that Israel considered the timeline excessively long, arguing it would allow Hamas to regroup. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the second phase of Trump's Gaza plan will be tougher and requires Hamas's disarmament to secure Israel. Netanyahu plans to discuss implementation with U.S. President Donald Trump later this month. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees has said large Israeli occupation forces stormed its East Jerusalem headquarters in Sheikh Jarrah, with trucks and cranes seen entering the compound. UNRWA reported that Israeli occupation forces cut communications and no UN staff were present inside. The agency stressed that the unauthorized forceful entry violates its UN-mandated privileges and immunities, noting Israel is a signatory to the Convention protecting UN premises from search, seizure, and legal actions. The Jerusalem governorate said Israeli units detained guards, seized their phones, and sealed off the area while conducting extensive searches. It called the raid a grave breach of international law and UN Security Council Resolution 2730, amid escalating measures following Israel's ban on UNRWA operations in East Jerusalem. Moving on, Qatar's Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani has arrived in Riyadh to chair the 8th meeting of the Saudi-Qatari Coordination Council. Earlier, Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan hosted Qatar's Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, where the two sides reviewed bilateral ties and avenues for expanded cooperation. According to Saudi press agency reports, the two ministers co-chaired the Council's Executive Committee, discussing ways to deepen strategic cooperation through new initiatives and strengthen cooperation across all joint committees. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus has said that 114 people, including 63 children, were killed in senseless strikes on a hospital in South Kordofan, urging an immediate ceasefire. Citing WHO's surveillance system, he reported repeated attacks in the state, including one on a kindergarten, at least 3 on the hospital, which also injured 35. That comes as Sudan's conflict continues to widen as the army and rapid support forces battle across Darfur and Kordofan with no sign of a political solution. Since April 15, 2023, the war has killed thousands, displaced millions, and thwarted regional and international efforts to secure a ceasefire.
There were 64 confirmed and probable cases with 45 deaths. We honor the memory of those who died, especially those who lost their lives while serving others.
And that brings us to the end of our top stories for this hour. Stay with us for continuing coverage, analysis, and breaking updates from across the region and around the world here on Q News.